Hello, let's make connections. What do we have today? Whoa, we've got a funny looking one today with some long phrases. Well, not long phrases, but many multiple word answers here. Clergy member Saint Valentine. Wow. NFL player and MLB player. This will be one of these will be a team name thing. It'll be something like, oh, maybe it's Saint Patrick. There's an NFL team called the Pats, right? The Patriots. Is that something? Maybe that's also St. Patrick, although it would be a bit odd if Pat or given it's contained within the answer, that seems a slight giveaway. I don't know. Is there another one of these that could be Pat? I don't immediately see. I do see a different thing potentially, which is Burns, Pope, Lord. These could be poets. Rabbie Burns, the Scottish poet. You got what? Alexander Pope, Audre Lorde. Bishop and Bird. Is one of those a poet? Probably. Bishop sounds like a poet to me. Why can't I think who that would be? I think this might be a category. I'm not 100% sure how to finish it. But I see a different thing, which is launch and debut. Oh, an introduction. So when I started seeing launch and debut, I was thinking of them as verbs, but introduction makes them nouns, but they can all be nouns as well. You could say the launch of an album, the introduction, the debut of it. Do we have anything? Oh, premiere. Yep, there we go. Okay, that's straightforward. That's probably yellow or green. Let's see. What else do we have? It's interesting that we have Saint Valentine and Saint Patrick. Huh. I don't really have a guess about what to do with that, to be honest. What about mother? Not sure about that either. President. I mean, president, bishop, pope, these are sort of leaders, but I mean, the pope is sort of an example of a bishop in the sense of being the bishop of Rome. So I don't think you'd have those in the same category. And I don't even think I see a fourth one of those anyway. Maybe clergy member, bishop, pope. These are religious figures. I don't know. Huh. Really not sure, to be honest with you. Yeah, the only thing I feel confident about in a complete answer is debut, introduction, premiere, and launch. I'm really not making much progress beyond that, am I? I'm not. I'm really curious about what's going on with St. Patrick and St. Valentine. I'm really curious as to whether they will be part of the same. I mean, obviously, they sort of intuitively feel like they should be part of the same category, but I could imagine setting them up in a clever way intentionally so they're not. What would be the difference between them? I mean, obviously, St. Patrick is associated with Ireland, St. Valentine, I guess, historically with Rome. Well, they both have days named after them, or I mean, not named after them, but celebrating them. Saint Valentine, Saint Patrick. I mean, you could have President's Day, Mother's Day, President's Day in the United States, Mother's Day in lots of places. You have Burns Night. You have that here in the UK. But that's not, I mean, the other ones are all day. President's Day, Mother's Day. I don't really have Pope Day or Pope's Day. That actually might be one. Okay, that's encouraging. That's something. So then we've got launch, introduction, premiere, debut, and I think probably the poets. Burns, Lord, Pope, I suspect. I think probably Bishop. Okay, so what are we left with then? Actually, that actually should be everything. Pot with one possible thing to disambiguate. So we've got clergy member. Do we have both MLB player and NFL player left? Weird, because obviously neither of those is poet. That wouldn't make any sense. Clergy member, interesting. And then either bishop or bird. Huh. My guess is bird because I think bishop is going to be the poet. So, interesting. Cardinal? Like cardinals are members of the clergy? A cardinal is a bird. There's the St. Louis Cardinals, right? Which are MLB. Is there also an NFL Cardinals? I actually have no idea. That's not familiar to me at all, which doesn't mean anything because I don't know, you know, I don't follow these sports at all. So my not knowing it doesn't mean anything. It's so interesting though that we have two different categories in which the things that obviously would be the same category, MLB player and NFL player, and St. Valentine and St. Patrick actually do share a category. That's the kind of thing that is typically, that's often a bit of misdirection in connections where things feel that they should be very obviously combined and then they actually aren't. So I think I have to just go for this and try these. Which do I think is purple? I don't know. Several of these I found pretty tricky. I would say cardinal or poet probably. Or the day is tough too, though. Really, all of them except for the introduction, launch, debut, premiere were I think pretty tricky. I don't know. We'll try the poets, I guess. I don't really know how to choose. It doesn't really make any difference. Okay, here we go, Lord. That was correct, but it was blue. Okay. So that's still good, though. I'm glad I got that. So I think that means the rest of them will be correct, basically, because that was the one where I wasn't quite certain. So cardinal seems pretty tricky to me. Bird, I guess MLB and NFL. I can't believe I don't know what these two teams are. And clergy member. Yes. And that was what cardinal might refer to. Yeah, I mean, it had to have been. So then we've got St. Valentine, St. Patrick, president and mother for our days. One's celebrated with holidays, and then these are simple synonyms. This was the one straightforward category today. This was tricky. This was very tricky. There was one the other day, the day I had to skip on Saturday. I was so disappointed not to be doing it on video because I solved it myself. And I was very pleased with myself to immediately get the 4 modern composers as the first category I got, which turned out to be purple. And since I wasn't solving it on video, I just put it in immediately instead of sort of pre-solving. So I was very pleased about that and disappointed that I didn't get to have that moment on the video. But anyway, let's check the bot today. Exceptionally tricky. Yeah, I did find that. I thought this was, for me anyway, this was the trickiest one recently for sure. So extra points for purple and blue, which was kind of luck, to be honest, because I didn't really know how to judge the colors of these. And yeah, purple and blue were both way down in the percentages. Whoops. So first appearance overwhelmingly found early. I think the poets were what I started seeing first, but I wasn't sure how to close it out. Cardinal, definitely the last thing I saw. Yeah. Let's see what people tried. Formal titles. Bishop, clergy member, pope, lord. That's kind of interesting, except that lord spelled in this way. I mean, I figured it, when it showed up, it was either going to be Audre Lorde, the poet, or it was going to be Lorde, the musical artist. It was going to be one of those two. I don't know what else this could possibly have been, but not a title. Cardinal, bishop, pope, Burns, bird. Yeah. Is Cardinal Burns someone? I don't know. I can sort of see this, but I don't understand the Burns inclusion. Church titles, but enough people, it's a fairly high percentage of people, so there must be some reason people chose these together. Church titles: mother, bishop, clergy member, pope. Oh, that's an interesting idea. Like mother superior, maybe in a convent, is perhaps what that's alluding to. Yeah, that's an interesting thought. Catholic figures, yeah, bishop, pope, Saint Valentine, Saint Patrick. That makes sense, but I don't think it would be a category because two of these are specific people and two of them are titles. So it feels strange to mix. Honorific titles, yeah, once again, we've got Lord with an E here, which is just doesn't fit. All right, well, anyway, that was a tough one today. Those were the connections. Back tomorrow. Bye for now.